Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us here for this cloud storage at Microsoft OneDrive for Business Teams and SharePoint online training session. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it here. Boop, boop. Now, before we get started, in case you are new to Microsoft Teams or Microsoft Teams live events or need a refresher, you'll see the on-screen controls here for you. You do have the ability to pause and play this event at your leisure using the little pause button right here. You can use that to play or pause and take care of whatever you need to take care of and pick up right where you left off when you get back. You can also turn on the captions by clicking on the CC icon, and you can control what those captions look like by clicking on the gear icon. On the right hand side of your screen, you'll see a little speech bubble with a question mark. That is your Q&A section. From there, you can go ahead and ask us any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything you want us to go back over, if you want us to slow down, if you want us to pick it up. Any and all queries are welcome in that Q&A section. We do ask that if you are responding to one of our replies, that you try to keep those conversations threaded by clicking the reply button. That way we know what your original question was, and that'll help us out because most people tend to post their questions anonymously. Now, do note that during this session, your microphone is automatically muted, your camera is off, so the only way to interact with us is through that Q&A section. Another thing of note is this session is being recorded and will be available for on-demand viewing. All you have to do to access that recording is click the link that brought you here. Now for today's session, we're going to be going through cloud storage in some of our different systems, such as SharePoint Online, OneDrive for Business, as well as Teams. So we're going to learn how to save, how to upload, how to access, how to edit, and how to work together in real time using our Microsoft 365 credentials. Now, the availability of data has really exploded. Attention spans are shorter, workforces have mobilized, the number of teams has really grown, and workers are facing ever more sophisticated security threats. Effective content management and collaboration is really essential. People are working together more often in small and large groups across locations and in shorter cycle times. So creating, sharing, and collaborating on content to really help move their teams and organizations forward. Organizations need a modern content management and collaboration solution that's intelligent, secure, and integrated into the tools that we use every day. SharePoint Online is the foundational service in Microsoft 365 that powers content collaboration across the suite, enabling people and organizations to store, access, and share files from anywhere. With OneDrive for Business, you can collaborate on Office documents in real time, work together on shared content in Microsoft Teams and within Outlook. Build dynamic and engaging intranet sites enriched with Yammer and Stream, and you can automate business processes and build no-code apps with Power Apps and Power Automate. As you collaborate with your colleagues on files and across applications, you'll benefit from a consistent experience and from the powerful, intelligent capabilities that infuse the Microsoft 365 suite of applications. Microsoft Teams is integrated with OneDrive for Business and SharePoint Online. Teams is not a separate location, but a collaboration point where you can access and collaborate with others on your cloud stored files. You can streamline efficiency by making Teams your go-to app for collaboration and co-authoring. You can create, view, edit, and discuss team files, all while collaborating with integrated Office apps. OneDrive is the place for your personal files. It's designed for individual use with only occasional file sharing. Here we can find, view, share, edit, and organize our files, scan documents, receipts, and whiteboards, sync files to our PCs and Macs and phones, and work offline. And then we have SharePoint, which is designed for team file collaboration. You can publish to a broad audience, capture and manage content, create sites, news, lists, and apps, all from one location. I know we've gone through quite a list of things here that we're going to do. So let's just go ahead and jump directly into our demonstration. I'm going to change how I'm sharing my screen here. So let's go ahead and end that here. And your screen might go dark for a second. There's no need to worry. We will go ahead and get that running here. Let's go ahead. Give me a brief moment. Here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out here. And we're going to start by just jumping into OneDrive first. Now, you might be wondering, what are the advantages to saving our files to OneDrive over saving them to our device and to where our, or to storage on our network? If you have files saved to OneDrive, you always have backup files in case something happens to a local machine. Additionally, you can easily access files from any device, share files for real-time collaboration, and you can also access version history to give yourself a peace of mind. To get started on OneDrive for Business, we're going to navigate to our browser. So here in our browser, we're just going to navigate to office.com and sign in using our credentials. Now here you'll see that we have a variety of different files that we can go ahead and access and a variety of different apps that we can access right here on the left-hand navigation pane. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this waffle icon in the top left here, this little app launcher, to go ahead and search for OneDrive. Now OneDrive happens to be here for me because I've opened it up recently, but if it's not, you can select all apps here to get a list of all of the applications that you have access to in alphabetical order. So I'll simply scroll to the O's, and OneDrive should be right here. And here we have my OneDrive. You'll see a variety of different folders and files, all that we can access here. Now, to get started on OneDrive for Business, we can start by learning some navigation. This will provide us with the ability to go ahead and access and start creating some content here. So let's begin. Excuse me. Let's begin by first learning how to create a filing system like we have here. I'm going to start by coming over to this new button. And you'll see that I have a variety of things that I can go ahead and create. One of them being a new folder. So I can go ahead and select a new folder, and I can name this really whatever I want here. So we'll just call this government files for right now, and we'll select create. Now we'll see that we now have a government files folder that was created just a few seconds ago. Some really great options there for us. Now from here, I can either start by creating some new files, or I can begin by uploading some files. So let's go ahead and open up our government files. And you'll see that up at the top, I still have those same options. I can go ahead and create new, and I can create a new Word document or Excel or PowerPoint presentation, or I can select upload here. If I were to go ahead and select upload, you'll see that I have two options. I can either upload some files, or I can upload entire folders directly into my file here. So we'll go ahead and select new folder. If I want to move a vast amount of content here. And then I can go ahead and try to find the documents that I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and just take this file here, and I'll select this file and this file, or this file here. Let's go ahead and just select that file. We'll select Accessibility Solutions, and we'll go ahead and tell it to upload those files. and we'll see that it's gone ahead and uploaded that folder. I also have the option of simply opening up my File Explorer here, finding the content that I want to go ahead and upload. So let's say I want these two folders here, and I can click and drag and copy those directly into this location here. Very simple way for me to go ahead and move those files and folders. I can also save files and folders directly from my Office applications should I desire. So let's go ahead and open up our Excel spreadsheet here. And let's go ahead and create a new, say, project calendar here. We'll go ahead and select create. And now we'll save it directly to our OneDrive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select File over here. I'm going to select Save As. And now instead of choosing my PC or my browser, I'm going to choose one of our cloud storage options. So I'll go ahead and choose OneDrive here. I'll select the folder that I want to move it into. And we'll just name this project. We'll select Save. And now we've gone ahead and saved it directly to our cloud storage solution there. So just a quick and easy way for us to go ahead and start moving in and saving our content here. Let's go back to our cloud storage OneDrive page here, and let's take a quick tour of OneDrive. Now we can start by using our search bar up here at the very top to locate different files that we are looking for. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see that we have My Files, which is just going to give us access to our own files that have been synced from our computer or that we've gone ahead and uploaded. You'll also see Recent here on the left-hand side. This menu is just going to provide us quick access to files that we've recently accessed. It doesn't even need to necessarily be through OneDrive. You'll see that on some of these sites, we have actual team sites like our Global Help Desk team. So from SharePoint, site assets. We also have some from other people's OneDrives. So this recent is going to show us anything we've accessed using our Microsoft 365 identity or corporate identity, no matter what location we happen to have been at. We can sort these from Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or PDFs, or any and all files. And you'll also see we have shared over here. This is an easy way to see all the files that either have been shared with us or that we have shared out to others, all in one easy to manage location, making it very simple for us to change up who we are sharing documents with. Over here we have our recycle bin. Now you're probably familiar with this. Here you can easily retrieve your deleted content if needed. All we have to do is select the file that we want to bring back and select Restore. If you accidentally delete something and you don't see it here, you can select the second stage recycle bin to see if it ended up here. Now over here in the quick access, here we can create our own quick access section, which will help us stay organized for later on to access other shared document libraries. You'll see that all of these are from our Teams or our SharePoint libraries that we can go ahead and access. So for instance, I can see what's going on in our Global Help Desk documents or our Microsoft Project Teams documents, all in one quick, easy button, all from within OneDrive. Well, let's jump back to My Files real quick. Now let's talk about sorting and filtering. You'll see over here at the top right, we've got a sort button, which will allow us to change how we're sorting these. Right now, they are sorted in alphabetical order, but we can sort these by whom they were modified, by when they were modified, by their file size, by their type, and we can set these to ascending or descending order. You'll see right next to that, we can change our views. So right now we're in a list view, but we can switch this to a compact list, which is going to give us a lot more on the screen here. Or we can switch these to tiles so we can see what's going on inside the folders and the files without us necessarily having to open it. So you'll see that this video is going to give me a brief preview of that video. My PowerPoint slides are going to show me my title slides, and all of my folders are going to show me how many files and folders are actually inside of these folders. I happen to really like the list view because we got all of that information out, spread out a little bit in an easier format, but there's no wrong way to set this view. You also see that we have this info button here at the top right. This icon allows you to see the most recent activity you have inside of your OneDrive. So you'll see that that new policy was restored. I created that project inside of government files, and we've created some more documents that we uploaded here. So just some quick and easy steps in case you need to see where something went. And then up here at the top, we've got our help icon, which if you're experiencing any problems or just need direction on how to do something, here the search is available. And then we have our gear icon here, which is our settings. We can adjust our settings here like themes, language preferences, time zones, really all of our options are right there. Press that X there to go ahead and launch this. Now, when we were creating new documents, you'll see that we only have access to creating new Office documents here. But when we upload, we do have over 300 different file types that we can save to. So, .pbx files, CAD files, PDFs, JSON, MP4s, JPEGs, .exe files you'll see here. A ton of different things that we can save. Doesn't just have to be Office documents. Just a quick and easy way for us to make sure that everything that's important to us is backed up here. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, or anything we've gone through here so far? Doesn't look like we have any questions. Just a quick reminder, if at any point you have a question, comment, or concern, or if you want me to slow down or pick it back up or go back over something, any and all queries are welcome in that Q&A section. All right, so let's talk about Microsoft 365 apps and OneDrive. Let's create and work on some files online. Here, we're going to go ahead and in our OneDrive, I'm just going to go ahead and choose New here. Now from here, I can go ahead and choose whatever file I want to go ahead and create. Let's go ahead and just create a Word document for right now. And I can go ahead and start working on this. Now, this document is automatically saving. You'll see that up at the top as I continue working. But the document currently is called Document 2. Not really what I want it to go ahead and name, but you'll see that everything's been saved. Everything's great here. Let's say I want to rename this file. I'll simply click the name of the file up here at the top, and we'll change this name. So we'll say letter. We'll just call it letter for right now. Now, right now, it's being saved into my my documents folder inside of my OneDrive, but I could go ahead and change that here. I can go ahead and click this button right here. Go ahead and choose the location where I want this saved. So let's go ahead and save this in our government files. And we'll just click move here. Now you'll see that it's now called letter. It's saved. And if I click here, we can see that it's being saved to our government files. I can go ahead and continue to make changes here. I can say, please be aware of changes being made to policy, so on and so forth. And I can go ahead and start inserting some images or some pictures. Let's not do that. Let's just choose a stock image here. We'll just insert it there. And there we have it. And you'll see that it's currently saving and it's done saving. So just a quick and easy way for us to go ahead and access all of that information. Now, let's say that I want to go ahead and start sharing this out with other people. We'll have a few different options to start sharing this out with other people. Let's say I want people to collaborate with me here. I can go ahead and simply come up to this right section here and select share and click share once again. I can also come to my OneDrive files here, open the file that I want to share, select it here, and click share up here, or select the share icon right next to the file's name here. Whichever option I press, you'll see this same dialog box window open up here. Now, currently mine says anyone with this link can edit. Yours will not have that. That will be grayed out for you. You'll see, what you will see is people inside of our organization, so people inside of North Carolina General Assembly or what have you. This will be auto-selected. Now I can, by clicking on that link, also say whether they can edit or can view. This button right here is just creating a link for people that already have access to. And if I want to share with someone externally that still has our same licensing for GCC, so our same government licensing, I can go ahead and select people you choose. Now, I'm a big proponent of making sure that only the right people have the right access to the right data for the right amount of time. So I always choose people you choose and select apply. Now in this to line, you'll see that I can go ahead and start selecting people. You'll see that by default, it's going to give me a list of people and groups that I can go ahead and input. But I can just search anyone's name inside of the organization here. So let's say Darius, let's say Mashara here. So on and so forth. And I can go ahead and do that. I can also add external people or entire groups. If I want to add someone externally, I do have to enter their whole email address. Or if I want to enter an entire group here, I just type in the group's name. There we have it. Now here I can go ahead and add just a quick message saying, hey, please join and help me make changes. And I can go ahead and select send. Now everyone's going to receive an email letting them know that they can go ahead and access this document and start making changes. They can open the document and I'll be able to see them make the changes in real time. So we can work on this at the exact same time. We don't have to worry about sending them back and forth and merging different documents together or merging different files together. We'll always have the latest and greatest version of the document. Now, if someone were to join me, I would see their little icon show up here, and I would get a little cursor letting me know exactly where they are so that we can edit things together. Now, do we have any questions, comments, concerns over anything we've gone through here so far?
Currently, Alex, I don't see any questions in the chat.
All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and close this out. And let's talk about syncing our OneDrive with our File Explorer here. The Microsoft OneDrive for Business desktop application can keep files on your computer backed up to OneDrive. If you work offline on files stored on your OneDrive, your changes will automatically sync the next time you go online. The OneDrive Sync option allows you to sync your OneDrive files between your computer and the cloud for easy access from anywhere. The very first time you use the OneDrive for Desktop application to sync, you can simply come into OneDrive and select this little sync button. You'll see that it's going to go ahead and ask us to open up that OneDrive Desktop application and have us sign in using our credentials. Once you have successfully signed in, as I am currently going through here, you can go ahead and choose where you're saving all of your OneDrive files to. Here we are. Now here we can choose which files we are syncing. So you don't have to sync all of your folders. So let's say, for instance, that this specific folder and these three specific CST folders, I don't need constant access to on my device. I don't have to sync them. So I can go ahead and press next. And you'll see now that I have this OneDrive, Alex OneDrive Contoso file here, and we'll see these little icons pop up next to our files. These little blue circles are indicating that it is currently syncing online. These green check marks are these green circles with the check mark. It's letting us know that the file is synced. Another one that you might run into is a little red circle with a white X in it, meaning that there is an error. But we can go ahead and access this all directly from here. Another thing that you'll notice is your desktop and documents folder are automatically being synced by OneDrive. And I can go ahead and start sharing and working on OneDrive directly inside of my File Explorer now. So let's say I wanted to share this calendar out with people. I'll simply right-click the calendar icon. Hope it's still not there. Give that a second to finish syncing. Oh, let's go ahead and here we go. Looks like everything should be good now. Let's go ahead and right-click our calendar, and we'll see that now we have this little OneDrive icon. You can go ahead and hover over that and select Share. And now we'll see a very similar dialog window pop open. You'll see that all of those options are the same as we had beforehand. So that consistent user experience is very, very important to us. So just a quick and easy way for us to sync all of those documents. Now, if I need to make any changes here, I can go ahead and right-click our OneDrive icon down here in our little toolbox and select Settings. Now, the very first thing you'll see is how OneDrive functions. I can also go ahead and manage backup. And you'll see that it's syncing those desktop documents and pictures folders automatically for us. I can press stop those backups, but I happen to like that. It's backing up all of those files for me. I can also add more accounts here in the accounts section, choose which folders are being synced. So if I do want to re-add those other folders, I can go ahead and choose those folders and re-add them back in, or remove folders that are no longer important to me. It doesn't delete them when you do it this way from your OneDrive, but if you do delete them from your File Explorer, it will warn you, hey, you might be deleting these from your OneDrive. And then here I can change how my notifications are working for OneDrive. So some really great options there for us. All right. Now we've gone ahead and started sharing out some documents, but let's say that I no longer wish to share out those specific documents. So I believe we shared out letter doc. So let's say I no longer want to share this document. I'll simply click these ellipses here, and I'll select Manage Access. From here, we'll see everyone that we've given direct access to, as well as all of the links that have been shared out. Now, if I just want to remove someone specifically from here, I can select this little chevron and this little caret or this dropdown, whatever you want to call it, and I can go ahead and remove that individual. So let's say I want to go ahead and remove this MarkX project team members. I don't want that whole group here anymore. I can simply press the X to remove that group. Now that group will no longer have access to my document. Let's say that I no longer want this specific link to work, but I have other links that I do want to still work. I can simply press the ellipses next to that link. And from here, I can go ahead and start adding people, or I can press the X to remove that link. And if I want to stop sharing entirely, I can just press this little stop sharing button. So just some quick and easy ways for us to manage access to our specific document. Now, another option that we have is called version history. With version history, you can see and restore old versions of your files stored in OneDrive or SharePoint. Version history works with all types of files, including Microsoft 365, PDFs, CAD, photos, videos, really whatever you want in here. So let's go ahead and check out what version history looks like. We're going to hover over that document that we created earlier, click those ellipses, and select version history. Now you'll see that even though I created this today, we have 3 different versions of the document. This version called version 1, which was the original version, and then versions that happened when we made changes. Now let's say that version 3 was a mistake. Someone made some changes that I didn't want, and I want to go back to version 2. Well, what we can do here is simply click these ellipses right next to that version and select restore. But first, let's actually open up that file so we can see what that looks like. So as you may recall, this specific version of the document that we created had a full sentence and a picture. I can select the compare button to go ahead and see the differences. So everything highlighted in red were those changes that were made here. I can go ahead and close that out. Say don't save that. And I can select restore. I'm not going to do that from here, though. I'm going to do that from over here in our version history. So I'm going to click these ellipses and select restore. And it's not going to delete version 3. What's going to happen is it's going to create a new version, version 4.0. So we'll go ahead and select restore. Somebody else is using it currently. So it looks like it's still open over here. So we'll go ahead and close that out. Do note that if anyone is in that document, it will not let you use version history to restore. If you want to, you can stop sharing, make sure it's closed out on all of your devices, and then do it this way. So we'll go ahead and select restore this version, and you'll see that version 4 has been created, and it's going to be an exact copy of version 2. So we'll see that this is 10.3 kilobytes, this is 10.3 kilobytes, and the original version was 10.2. And the updated version was 3.3 megabytes. So just a quick and easy way for us to access all of that information there. All right. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns over any of that before we jump into our next section?
Currently, no questions, Alex.
Okay. So let's quickly then jump into our next section. And we'll jump into Teams real quick. So we'll go ahead and close all of this out here. And we'll jump into Teams. Now, after you share a file from OneDrive for Business, you can start working on the files all at the same time, just like we showed you earlier. You can do this directly inside of Teams as well. So let's go ahead and start by jumping into one of our chats here. And we'll just choose Georgia for right now. Oh, all right. Let's choose Georgia for right now. Oh, no. And we'll select this paperclip icon. And you'll see that I can share either directly from my computer or select a file from my OneDrive. I'm going to go ahead and choose OneDrive. And let's say I want to go ahead and share that letter file that we had earlier. Or let's do project. So we'll go ahead and select project and select share. You'll see that we can go ahead and change those links up, and this should look very familiar. Select apply here. You can change up how this link works. I can write a message like, can you help? And press enter. And now Georgia will have access to this specific file. Works out really, really great for us. We can go ahead and open it up by simply clicking right here. And you'll see that it'll open up that file directly inside of Teams. And we can go ahead and start working on it just like we would inside of our OneDrive or inside of our web application. You'll see that we can go ahead and start leaving comments and really start collaborating on this all at the same time, making it very, very easy. I'm going to go ahead and select close. Go ahead and come back to our standard view here. Now from here, I can also click these ellipses right here, and you'll see that I can change where it's opening. So if I don't want to necessarily open it in Teams, I do have the ability to open it in the browser or the desktop app. I can also download my own copy of this file or copy this link and send it to whoever else may need it. So some really great options for us. Now, to access any files that we may have shared with each other, we can jump over to our files section, and we'll see all of the different files that we've shared out together. So some really great options there. Now, if I want to, I can come over to Files. And here in the recent section, you'll see all of the different files that we've been working on using our Microsoft 365 identity. So you'll see that here I have my OneDrive files, but I've also got some SharePoint files here. I can select OneDrive over here for my cloud storage. I can go ahead and open up one of these files like our government files, and you'll see that I still have all of those tools directly available to me here inside of our OneDrive, inside of Teams. Now, that's all really great here, but let's say that I want to share these inside of my Teams channels. Well, how does that function? Well, Teams channels are going to function a little bit differently from our chat and from our OneDrive, because everything stored in our Teams channels are actually stored on the back end through SharePoint. What that means is that anyone inside of the team will automatically have access to edit and write and make any changes that they want to all of the files, as long as they have membership to this Microsoft 365 group or to this channel or team here. So anything that you'll see that we still have the ability to create some new ones, to upload things, to share and to copy and to download, all directly from our teams here. But this is all directly through SharePoint. So I don't have to worry about sharing this out with everybody, because everybody in this team will already have access to all of these documents. You'll see that I still have the ability to share out. So we'll get this similar dialog window that's going to open up here for us. You'll see that anyone is grayed out, and we can still access, choose different people, but we don't have to necessarily do it. We still have all of the access to managing access. If we select more, this is something new. We can actually check out documents. So if we don't want people to make changes to the documents inside of these libraries, we can actually select check out to make sure that no changes get made here. Now, another thing that you'll see is that we can go ahead and select up here at the very top. If I don't have anything selected, you'll see that I can choose this sync button. What this is going to do is this is going to sync this SharePoint library directly to my File Explorer using the OneDrive for Business application. So we do have that capability here as well. For right now, let's go ahead and take a look at what this is going to look like inside of SharePoint. So I'm going to go ahead and select Open in SharePoint. And you'll see now that we have this SharePoint document library all set up for us. Let me actually choose a document library that's got a few more things in it. So let's go ahead and choose our Marquee project team here. Let's choose our document libraries. And here we have our Marquee project document library. You'll see that we have a lot of folders, and a lot of these folders are actually going to be channel names for the channels inside of our team. So you'll see that if we jump over to our Marquee project team, you'll see that channels like general, design, research and development, digital assets, web, Kilo team, human resources, those are all going to match up with files that we have here. So digital asset web, go to market plan, general, human resources. The only ones that you won't see here are channels that have that are set to private. So we do have this button. We've been encouraging the use of add shortcut to OneDrive over the sync option. If you do the shortcut, it will sync to your OneDrive quick access library, making it easier to find. So that's why that has been set up that way. That's why you've been prompted to do it that way. It makes it a little bit easier to find. And it notates that it is indeed a SharePoint library versus you possibly being confused that it is a OneDrive library. But great question. Now, just like we did beforehand, you'll see that inside of this library, I can go ahead and create new files and new folders. I can go ahead and upload things. I can select this add shortcut to OneDrive so that I can quickly access this in my files. So we'll go to My Files over in the OneDrive. And we'll see that it shows up here for us to look directly inside of here. I can also simply select that and remove that quick access so that it no longer shows up there. So it makes it a little bit easier to manage. You'll see that I can go ahead and select these, and I still have those share options. I still have the option to download, delete, or rename if I need to up here at the very top. If I select that share icon, you'll see a very similar dialog box window open up. Once again, that consistent user experience is very, very important for us here. Now, one of the great things that you can do inside of the SharePoint document library that you can't do inside of OneDrive is you can start adding metadata. When you set up metadata navigation in larger lists and libraries, you make it easier for users to find content. Metadata navigation enables Microsoft SharePoint users to filter and find content in lists and libraries by using a navigation tree. You can also apply key filters, which work in combination with the navigation tree to really refine the list of items that display. When you set up the metadata navigation, you can determine which columns from the library appear in the tree and specific key filters. You'll see that by default, when you're creating this library, you'll get name modified and modified by. You'll also see that we went ahead and added a few different ones, such as document type, demo number, date and time, departments, ready to present department, so on and so forth. So we've got a lot of different columns that we went ahead and added. You can quickly add a column by simply selecting the Add Column button here. You can choose what type of column you want to add, so whether it's a yes or no, whether it's a person, a number, a location, currency, really whatever you want to go ahead and add. For right now, we'll just choose yes or no here. We'll select next, and we'll see that we can go ahead and name the column type. We'll call it sales. Is this file sales related? We can say yes or no, and we can set up our default option. So we'll say no is our default option. We can require that this comment be filled in or not, and all of that. So we'll go ahead and select save. We'll see that our sales column is now created. Now, I could go through these individually and add all of the metadata that I need to, but that's a lot of single clicks, and doing these each individual one could take a lot of time. So what I can do is I can use our Edit in Grid View button to go ahead and start making these changes very, very quickly here. So you'll see that I'll go ahead and start checking off the boxes for any sales related items. Let's scroll down to the very bottom here. Let's make a few of these sales related here. All right, once I'm done, I can exit the grid view and I go fix them. What did I? Is it because I made these? I do. There we go. There we go. So we'll see that we have our check marks here and everything's good to go. Now I can come over here and use my filter to go ahead and choose what type of options I want here, or I can simply come over here to the sales option, select filter by, and I can select yes. making it very easy for me to find all of my sales related items. I can continue filtering and saying like, okay, well, I only want the HR sales related files here. And now I found the HR sales related files very, very quickly. So making it very easy for us to go ahead and find all of that information. I'll go ahead and clear out the filter by pressing that little clear button. And now all of our files are back. So very quick and easy way for us to go ahead and start sorting and searching through all of our different information. All right. All right. The last thing I want to talk about here today is sharing out our cloud files directly through our Outlook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Outlook here. And let's say that I want to email Kat a specific file that I want us to collaborate on together. I'm going to go ahead and create new email here. I'm going to put in Kat's name here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select dismissal. Yes, thank you. I'm going to select attach file here. I'm going to choose browse web locations. I'm going to choose the online location that I want to share with. So let's say OneDrive for right now. And let's share out this document file, just called document. I'm going to go ahead and select insert. And you'll see that I get prompted for a question. Do I want to share a link or do I want to attach it as a copy? If I press attach as a copy, it means that everyone's going to get their own separate version of this document, which is really great if we're sending this out to someone that we do not want to collaborate with. But if I want to collaborate with someone, I'll select share this link. You'll see here that it says recipients can see the latest changes and respond in real time. So we can go ahead and work on this document at the exact same time together if I select share link. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now you'll see that it's created anyone with this link can edit. Once again, I don't really like that. So I'll go ahead and select this little drop-down list and we'll see this button called change permissions. Right now, I only want the recipients to be able to edit. So I'll say recipients can edit. Now this link is only going to work for Kat. Go ahead and changes. And you help. And now I can go ahead and press send. Kat will receive a copy and we can go ahead and open that up and work together. Now we've reached the end of our content here for today. I do want to leave the last 5 minutes here open for some Q&A. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns over anything that we've happened to gone through here today, please let us know in that Q&A section. While we are waiting on questions, Brittany is going to drop a link to a survey in the Q&A section. That survey is just asking how I did today. I shoot for all 10s. I really hope I delivered all 10s. It really helps me out a lot if you give me all 10s. But I also love honest feedback. So at the very bottom of the survey, there's some blank boxes where you can go ahead and let us know things like, what was great about this session, what wasn't great about this session, what we could put in, what we could take out, really any and all information that you can provide to us to make these presentations better would be greatly appreciated. Doesn't look like we have any questions here. So I want to thank everyone so much for joining us here. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.